Hello and welcome back to the Creation Motivation Podcast. Today we are continuing our fall and holiday series that we're doing. The holidays have begun and it is now October. Hopefully this is posted in October because we're talking about all things sugar and more sugar. It's the month where sugar's floating around everywhere. It's in the offices, it's in the doctor's offices, it's all over. And sugar is just so incredibly bad for you. I talked about it in the last video that it's so addicting and it's also so bad for you. It doesn't do much for us. It gives us some energy, but other than that, it's kind of just damaging to the body and poisonous, just like the other chemicals we can find in candy. And who am I? I am at Lose and Maintain, and I am doing this blog series to keep myself accountable because I am a serial yo-yo dieter as well. I cannot get to my goal weight. I don't know what it is. I go up and down. I work so hard to lose the weight only to gain it back again. And I just want to get to maintenance and stay there for good this time. It's a learning curve. So far I'm about halfway there. Little over, and I'm just kind of stuck, and I'm gonna push it through. This is the holidays. The holidays are the danger zone, the danger time. So I'm just pushing through, pushing forward. So we're continuing our talk about candy, right? Sugars. Looking at the ingredients on the back is so very important, and that's important for all foods, processed foods especially. In the grocery store, and even foods you wouldn't think are processed. If you take a look at those ingredients on the back, you will be shocked by what you'll see. And the craziest thing is they will use, these long scientific words for it. It's kind of shady because other ingredients, they'll say, oh yeah, eggs, flour, milk substitute, things like that. But then there'll be these long words like high fructose corn syrup is one, and dextrose, maltose, all those crazy words. And that's the crazy part is a lot of those with ending in OSE, high fructose, dextrose, maltose, those are actually just sugar. Why not just write in the ingredients that it's a form of sugar? Maltose, a form of sugar. Dextrose, a form of sugar. I guess it would take up too much space, but I'm just picky like that. Like, it seems shady to me how they'll put some words for other words. They will, in a way, disguise some ingredients with their long, broken down words or alternative words, right? They have differences. If you look them up online and look at the science and the DNA and everything behind them, they have small differences, but they're essentially just sugar. High fructose corn syrup is basically a condensed sugar, and it's a syrup. And it's crazy because maybe the label won't say sugar on it, but if you check the ingredients, you will see dextrose, maltose, high fructose corn syrup, or juice concentrate. That's a big one. Biggest Loser, the trainer was talking about juice. Juice is actually one of the worst things you can drink on a daily basis. Juice has so much sugar in it, even more than soda does. And especially the juice concentrates. It's just a concentrated form of sugar. And that just blows my mind that it has more sugar than soda even. That is just insanely crazy. Also, check those ingredients. Anything that says molasses, which is also a kind of syrupy substance. Caramel, definitely caramel. Candy, basically. Candy has all of these things in it. All of the worst things you can find online that is found in your candy. So yes, all of these terrible, terrible ingredients that you read up about online, it's crazy that almost all of them can be found in candy. Candy's like juice, similar to juice. It's one of the worst things you can possibly eat. Of course, there's processed foods and trans fats and oils and all of those things, but that's a little different. But even though Trans fats can be found in candy as well. Like, that just blows my mind. And just random foods you wouldn't even think have sugar in it will have sugar. Ketchup's a big one. I mean, that one you can kind of think it's sugary already. You taste it, it's sugary. You know already there's sugar in it. But other things that don't taste quite sugary, pasta, for instance, sugar in it. That just blows my mind. Why would it need sugar in it? I guess to improve the taste, the overall flavoring, but I just don't see a reason. I really don't see a reason. Barbecue sauce is another one. Yogurt. You know, they're all sugary, but things that aren't sugary would be like bread, hot dog buns, and you'd just be surprised. Even some processed meats, you don't know what they're using to prepare these meats. In the grocery store, it'll tout it as, you know, fresh meat, but they're actually preparing it in some kind of marinade or oil or who knows. Another thing to watch out for as far as ingredients, processed food, but mainly candy, are those lovely dyes, artificial dyes. I was reading about them and they're not good. They're not good at all. I always used to think people got so worked up over these ingredients and made them out to be so evil, but I never really looked into why. And sometimes it is an overreaction. Sometimes it is people taking it way too far and saying you can't eat anything, but other times there's some logic in it. So the big one, of course, is Red 40. That one, people talk about that all the time on social media, how bad it is for you. They're found in a lot of candies. They're found in chips like Doritos and nacho chips and things like that. And they're basically just these dyes. They're chemicals, essentially. They're not natural at all. Maybe they'll claim they're natural, but they're not. And there are natural dyes out there, but most of the companies will lean towards the chemical version because it's cheaper and it's easier, and they're able to add preservatives and make the food last longer that way. But artificial dyes, especially Red 40, it's proven that they are actually petroleum based. Now, don't get me wrong, but isn't petroleum gasoline in a sense? I don't know. Like I said, I'm talking about this casually. I'm not a scientist in any way, shape, or form, but petroleum just sounds bad. I know there's petroleum jelly you can buy, which that is not edible. Maybe someone else has tried eating it, but I would never, ever eat it. And I don't think it's edible at all. So why are they putting this in foods that are edible? I mean, I'm sure they will say that it's in trace amounts, small amounts only. Even though, you know, that's like taking a can of petroleum jelly and taking a little tiny bit off and just popping it in your mouth. Over time, that's going to be in your body, right? And that can't be good for the inside of your body. I'm sorry, it just can't be. I was reading online that petroleum is linked as a carcinogen. It's based as a carcinogen, and a lot of these ingredients that you find are carcinogenic, which means they can cause cancer, they can cause diseases, and that's built up over time, of course, but still, that's just crazy. Trans fats, I've heard that they've been banned in a couple states, and countries even, and they try to replace sugar with aspartame. That's a big one. This one just kind of became popular in the past, 10 years, maybe more? With diabetes being on the rise and people having resistance to insulin and sugar, aspartame just kind of popped up out of nowhere, and it's basically a sugar substitute of some kind. And the long-term effects haven't really been discovered yet, but they're kind of linking that to causing disease as well. There's another artificial dye, I believe. It's called titanium dioxide. This was actually deemed unsafe by the Europe Food and Safety Authority. And basically they are an independent European agency. They basically give food advice, scientific food advice to the policymakers in Europe. And it's their job to just let them know, okay, these are not good for ingestion. This is not good for being edible. You should not eat this, basically. This is not fit for human consumption. So they'll say, don't eat this, basically, based on their scientific reports and scientific testing and things along those lines. So the fact that they banned this in Europe, but it's still found in a lot of our food here in US, that's saying something. And that's really a shame. And it's crazy to think about, because they're letting people poison themselves with this stuff, if you think about it. I said in the last video, it makes me sick seeing this stuff sold at the counter like, a fruit bar or something. No, it's not a fruit bar. It's a poison bar. And I know I'm kind of exaggerating it. I am a guilty lover of candy. I love candy. I eat it now, not as much, but I used to eat it all the time, and it used to be just normal. And that's the saddest thing, is that kids are being taught that this is normal. This is just something you eat on a week-to-week, even day-to-day basis. Some of these kids are eating this every day. Doesn't matter if it's holidays, it's just always available to them, and they're sitting in the kitchen in their cabinets and just available on hand, like apples. Like, oh, grab an apple. No, grab a candy bar. It's in the fridge or it's in the cabinet. It's just crazy. And speaking of foods that are banned, there is actually a post out there that was circulating around a couple years back, but I found it again, and it really related to this, the cereal post. I saw that before, and I didn't really think much about it, but now I really thought, wow, this is something. It was someone who was visiting America from Europe, or it might have been the other way around, but they went to the store, they bought cereal, their favorite cereal, and they said, wait a second, this is different from what I usually eat. It looks different. It tastes different. The texture is different. Everything was off, but it was the same exact brand name, same company, same everything. And they show a picture. I'll show it here, hopefully. And it's a side by side. And you can see one is way more colorful. One is kind of blander looking. And, the taste is different, probably more sugary. And if you look at the ingredients on the back, it's because the countries that ban these awful, awful ingredients, they don't allow them in their food. Even if it's an American company, an American brand, they tweak it and they make it their version. And according to them, it's, more natural ingredients. And it is true. They cut out a lot of the bad stuff. It's still not healthy for you, for sure. But it's definitely better than the version that US is serving, okay? The US version probably looks better and tastes better according to the sugariness, but it's definitely not better for you at all. There's a reason they're banning them. They're saying humans should not eat this, and we're eating it. We're eating it, and we're eating it, and we're not even thinking about it, because these ingredients are hieroglyphics for the normal average person, right? I myself actually have a experience with this. We went to another country. We went to Guatemala. It was a couple years ago. And my kids, they were being spoiled by the family, and they wanted McDonald's. They wanted their normal foods that they eat in the US. And they told me the McDonald's tasted pretty similar, but it was a little different, of course. And back when I was pregnant the second time, and I was really craving a bagel with cream cheese, and I was craving chicken nuggets. And man, oh man, I could not find cream cheese anywhere. We went to Wendy's, but the menus are just so different. They have different foods. And I know it's based on the culture as well and what's popular with them. But it makes me wonder, are they banning certain ingredients as well? Is this why you can't get certain things over there? Another thing is my kids they managed to get chips. I think it was Doritos, but they managed to find some at a gas station. So they got these Doritos, and I'll show a picture here. I tried to find a similar comparison, but I couldn't find anything similar to what they had. It said Doritos on the bag. I know it was an actual Doritos branded product, but it was not the same. It was not as colorful. The taste was different. They kind of reminded me more of corn chips or tortilla chips than Doritos, but still had that little light Doritos flavoring. It wasn't that strong smack you in the face flavor. And they're better for you, right? I don't know. Gotta check the ingredients, and even though they block some ingredients, there's still bad ones. You just have to balance it out, right? So just to conclude this whole crazy rant of mine, and I'm sorry for getting a little too into it, but it's a passion of mine. I'm trying to learn too. And when you grow up as in your childhood, you get used to these things. These are presented as normal. And when this is presented as normal in childhood, you grow up for life thinking this is normal, and it becomes a staple of your diet. It becomes a staple of your life. And I'm really, really sad for the current generation of children and adolescents, because diabetes, heart disease, so many preventable diseases are cropping up right now in children, not adolescents even, not teens, children. Children are getting type 2 diabetes. And that is just the saddest thing to me. Like, I actually get emotional thinking about it, because that's sad. We were supposed to fix this years ago, and it never got fixed. It's worse than ever. And they're predicting now, I saw this statistic on Google, take that with a grain of salt, but they're predicting that in another 20, 30 years, almost 50% of children will be overweight, or a third. I think it was 1 out of 3, something like that. But close to 40%, they're going to be obese. Not just overweight, but obese, or they have been obese in the past. And that is just such a shame to be that young and that heavy. It's life-changing. It shortens your life expectancy, for one thing, and it takes all of your most important memories away. I mean, when you're in school, you're building these friendships and these habits and your social skills. All of that is very important for your future, right? And you end up not going to events, and you end up missing out on things, because eventually you just become bedbound. And there's a couple episodes of My 600 Pound Life where they're really young and they are 500-600 pounds, and they end up not making it. And that is the saddest thing I have ever seen. A quarter ton teen. That was the most depressing show I've ever watched. And I'm rambling and ranting again, but it's just something that sparked a fire in me. And us as average people, we can't do anything about it, right? We can just try to fix our own lives and avoid that stuff, but it's everywhere. And I don't think it's going away anytime soon. But I'm going to leave that here. I wanted to leave this on a positive note. I guess the positive note to leave it on today is that do your best, do baby steps, move away from the bad stuff, implement and replace with the good stuff that you like. Make sure it's stuff you like that you'll actually eat every day. And sometimes you won't like it that much in the beginning, but as time goes on, you'll learn to love it. Especially when you see the pounds start coming off, you'll really love the new foods. It'll just become a part of your life, and the cravings for sugars will fly away. So, happy goal getting, do your best, have a great day. Bye.